Yes, sir. Just Chike back at it again with another YouTube video topic. It's the morning right now for me. It's around 9 a.m. A little later, I'm gonna go hit the gym. Um, but I just want to jump right into the topic. So as I'm posting more content that's mainly about like mindset, self improvement, mentally, et cetera, et cetera. One thing that I really want to talk about is why is it that you keep going back to the same thing that you always do? Right? I'm sure you know why. It's because you may have like this excuse, oh, I don't want it bad enough, or I'm just not strong enough, I just don't have enough willpower, I don't have enough discipline. And it's like, yeah, that's part of, like, it's true, but that's like actually part of the problem. And this is not to say I don't struggle with this too, but this is something as of recent that I've realized as I'm on my self-improvement journey is that part of the reason why we always go back to relapse, part of the reason why we always go back to doing the same thing that we know we shouldn't be doing is because you're rationalizing the world through your thoughts. It's your thoughts, your desires, your will still dwells in you. You need the thoughts and the desires and the wills of people who are better than you, who are people who you're trying to be as, to be dwelling inside of you. Does that make sense? Your consciousness is comprised of thoughts and rationalizations. The human being, we're so adept at rationalizing pretty much anything that if you were to really pay attention to yourself in the moment of relapse, you'd notice like you're really good at rationalizing going back to it. Damn, let me hit this vape again. It's a hard day. I'm just doing it once. It's not like it matters. It's not like it's gonna change my life somehow. As if vaping won't, as if quitting nicotine won't change your life. Man, I'm done hitting the gym. It's not like it's gonna help me get females. It's not like it's gonna help me be more confident in myself. It doesn't really matter. Only thing that matters is money. And then a couple days later, a week later, you're still mad. Damn, I'm still fat. I'm well off, but I'm still fat. I'm still unhealthy. I'm still skinny. I still don't like my body. Meanwhile, you got all this money. You look in the mirror. You don't even like how you look. You don't even like how you look. I'm not saying money not important, but it's like you as a person, you watching this video, you know that you have set out to do a certain thing, to achieve a certain goal, to reach a certain aim for a specific reason that really matters to you. Otherwise, why in the world would you set out to do it? Why in the world would you have set out to go ahead and do X, Y, and Z only to sit up here and be your own enemy and quit? It's because you're good at rationalizing things. Why? It's because your mind is filled with your own thoughts. And this is the importance of reading. This is the importance of podcasts. Every great thinker before us, what did they have? Books. Books. Right now I'm reading Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. And when you actually when you read this book, part of the conditioning for the people, it's like a utopian historical fiction sort of novel. And basically in this reality, you have basically a completely egalitarian society where families don't even exist. Everybody's for everyone. It's like, it's not dystopian, but it's like a utopian. But it's almost like a utopian dystopia. It's like human beings are not meant for utopia. Men, we are not created to live in a utopian society. That's a utopia is anti-human. Why? It's because we need a little bit of chaos and a little bit of order. We cannot live in a society with zero problems because we'll just go mad and start breaking something. But back to the topic. Part of the conditioning is they make them slaves. They make people slaves and workers. Basically, they're slaves and workers. And part of the conditioning is that they condition them from birth to despise books, to despise reading, to despise that stuff. And they do it by, shocking them as babies and et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to get too deep into that. But how are we conditioned to not like books now? We have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have YouTube. as I'm making a YouTube video right now. We have these things, and books are basically the lives of other people. If you want to live another life, read a book. If you want to gain knowledge of other people that are greater than you, listen to podcasts. You need to constantly be filling yourself with the knowledge of other people who are wiser, more intelligent. That's the problem. It's not like you read a book once and you're good. It's like, when you look at every successful person, do they not still study? Do they not still receive inspiration from the people before them? They have to actually grab the knowledge from people, from books, from podcasts, from informational literature, and constantly feed themselves day in and day out on the go, whether it be through audiobooks or whatever, so that they can constantly get the fuel from other people. If you're just living your life, you just still listen to your music, still listen to Yeet, not receiving no information from nobody that's inspiring, from nobody that's successful, from nobody that's more intelligent than you, from nobody that's wise, and you just live your life day by day, and you're sitting there, man, I hope I don't beat my meat. You're gonna do it, bro. Like, you're just gonna do it. You just sit there, you still listen to Yeet, you still listening to Playboy Cardi, man, I'm clapping her cheek. You still listen to that stuff, and you're wondering why, when you're receiving information from these sources, from TikTok, when you see these girls dance, from Instagram, when you see these models post bikini pics, from artists, when they're transferring their dirty desires into you through music, through frequencies, you're wondering why you go back to doing the same thing you always did. It's because the actions that you carry out, they're the desires of people who do dirty stuff. It's influential. The human mind is a sponge. You are what your environment is, literally. So it's like you have to change your entire environment. Like right now, on this television right here, I got the Diary of a CEO playing podcast. You need to understand that you cannot trust your own brain. So you need the brain of somebody better than you, of somebody more experienced than you, who has lived life, to be inside of you. But by default, if you rely on your own mind, by default, you failed. You failed because you're just going to keep doing the same thing that your brain has always done. Those rationalizing thoughts. But when you're receiving new information constantly, your paradigm can shift. Your perspective can shift. Not only do you have to receive information from other people, but you have to be willing to be the fool. I was listening to Jordan Peterson, and he said, in storytelling, the archetype of the fool is a precursor to the hero. And essentially what that means is the fool is an idiot. He has no idea what's going on. What the hell am I doing here? What am I doing in fitness? What am I doing in life? You have to sit up here and be the fool. You have to sit up here and say, I have no idea what's going on in my life at all. I have no idea why I'm depressed. I have no idea why I keep fapping, smoking, playing a game, going back to my ex, skipping the gym, eating junk food, eating Cheetos all day, being lazy, smoking weed all day. You have to sit up here and admit you have no idea. You may think it's because you're sad and you had a bad childhood. Sure, that's part of the problem, but also another part of the problem is because your brain is literally wired and coded that way because you've been receiving the desires of dirty and filthy men, of dirty and filthy platforms, of people who have nothing productive to give you. You goth girls online on TikTok Live making NPCs noises in leggings and stockings, trying to get you aroused so that you can go to bed at night, beat your dang on meat, and quit on your dreams and quit on what you're trying to do. You have no idea how motivation works. You have no idea how to be a great and successful person. That's the precursor to being the hero. Every single hero you see in every fictional series or whatever, whether it be anime or superheroes, or they have a mentor. They have some sort of mentor. Batman, he trained with Ra's al Ghul. You know, you had Superman, he had his father's hologram and all that stuff. Creed, he had his own mentor. Rocky had his own mentor. They had this initial stage of, I have no idea what's going on. And in the West, we have this idea, man, I did it by myself. I made these bands, no one else. you have this idea that we have to do everything by ourselves. We romanticize doing it solo, and that's just not the case. We are social animals to the core, meaning our growth and our capacity to expand and become better people is honestly positively correlated with the people in our environment. So either the people in your environment can be people through books, through podcasts, and through good examples, or it can just be the people that you see every day playing Call of Duty online, playing games, taking drugs, having no control over their sexual energy, no control, no sexual propriety whatsoever. And then you're gonna sit up here and say, man, I wanna be rich. How do I self-improve? And you go and look at the content you watch, look at the content you listen to. So fellas, if you're wondering why it is that you go back to the same thing you always do, it's because you're coded that way. You're predetermined to be that way just because that is how your mind works. Your brain is not going to change just because you say, change brain. No, you need other information inputted on a consistent basis. Simon Sinek, Hamza Ahmed, Chris Williamson, all these people that are really successful, uber successful, they are constantly receiving information all the time. It's like their hobby. It's like their default mode. Their default attack is, oh, I'm gonna read. Oh, I'm gonna listen to podcasts. But what's your default attack? I'm gonna eat Cheetos. I'm gonna stay up late. I'm gonna beat my meat. I'm gonna smoke weed. I'm gonna play video games. I'm gonna listen to dirty, filthy music of people who have dirty, filthy desires and demons inside of them. And then you go back to doing what you do because that's what you've been doing. Because your habits ain't changed. So when you focus on the small things, when you focus on the small things, you can change the massive thing. So guys, that's pretty much it for the video. I don't want to ramble on too long. It's already about 13 minutes into this video. If you're wondering why my eyes is red, bro, I put tea tree oil in my eyes, dude. I don't know what's going on. I was rubbing my hair with tea tree oil and that junk dropped in my eye. It's been red for a while, so I hope I don't got nothing nasty. But fellas, if you listen all the way through the video, I appreciate you so much. If you found value in this video, like, comment, subscribe, and holla back at your boy. I appreciate y'all watching this video, and until next time, take care, peace.